Okay, so I actually watched it was a video that I saw before that was talking about how Lil Wayne and Baby. It was basically it was a compilation of Lil Wayne clips where he was talking about what am I trying to say? He's talking about kissing Baby or something, and their relationship as like a manager and an artist, and like what that was like, and that like a lot of it is Lil Wayne just honestly opening up about what's going on, and I can't even describe to you like Hollywood is like a very strict, like I have not and will not move to LA because Hollywood is a fucking weird place. Like it's like for me, the thing that I struggle with the most is not really the men. Like the men are awful, but like they're not like worse than the men anywhere else, you know what I mean? Like for me it's the women because they're so fucking catty. Like they're just so, it's like Mean Girls all the fucking time, and the backstabbing and retaliation and just clicks, and it's disgusting and it's brutal. That's the reason I can't deal with it. But like other people just can. They just whatever, they deal with it. This guy, I was looking more at his channel, and it really feels like he makes content. I guess he's like a Christian. Like I said before, like I'm not really on the left or the right. Like I'm not a super liberal. I'm not a super conservative. I am a moderate. So I just kind of sit in the middle. And it's just, to me, it's like really strange though that everyone always equates like every single thing with like demonic tendencies. It's like the way he talks about every single thing is like, this person is a demon, this person is a demon, this person is a demon, like everybody's a demon. And I don't know, and then the weird part about it is like, why is everyone talking about demon shit in terms of Hollywood like all the time? Like if you have a specific example, like let's talk about that, or let's unpack that specific example. But you can't just like generally make shit up and just be like everything is like demonic, because that's just, I don't know, that's overboard. That's how I feel anyway. I started to realize though that there are some things that are very weird, because a lot of people are doing these like group cluster things where they're like, this I see this in the Latino community like so often. Like people come and they're just hella they're like blindly religious. So they have this like blind faith in religion despite capitalism. That's like the biggest issue with the country. Like it's literally going under because people are like, Jesus will save us. It's like, no, bitch, capitalism will save you, not Jesus. Not Jesus alone. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not saying there's Jesus freaks in America too, but those motherfuckers believe in capitalism as much as Jesus. It's like Jesus and capitalism together. You know what I mean? So you can't like take away one. And also there's just cruel parts of capitalism. Like some people have to lose. There's winners and there's losers. Like it's always going to be that way. Not the point though. So this guy just reminded me though that like sometimes people think in monoliths like that, so they'll be like, oh, Lil Wayne has this one thing and he's a rapper, so like now let me affiliate every single person who has like this tattoo, or who says this, or who is in rap, or who does this. It's like every single person now is all of a sudden like of that lifestyle. Like that's not true, and it doesn't even make sense, like every person is an individual. And so don't get me wrong, you should definitely like take people like as the individuals that they are. Like I don't think you should think that they're something else, but like it's just this really broad generalization. It's like, oh, everyone is like this. It's like, that's just not true. And it's like an over exaggeration in just quite a lot of ways. And to me, it's just fucking weird. It's weird. And I think that that's like a really big problem in like the Black community, because like so many people are being judged before they can even be like acknowledged. It's people who, that's what I'm saying, like with the neighborhood segregation, you have these cultural communities and these like religious cults who have these like ideas about what other communities are like all gay people are like this, all blah 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 people are like this. And so then they have never even met like any gay person, any Black person, any moderate, any conservative, any liberal. So they're just like, oh, but I heard this, somebody else told me this story. It's like, but what does that have to do with you? Like, have you talked to this person? The other thing that's like very strange to me is like, here's the thing, it just really puzzles me. um I like I've said multiple times, like I don't have faith in the American system, because the American system doesn't work for everyone. There's like quite a lot of people who are not, like, the American system isn't working for, like, specifically like black women. You know, it's like black women are actually brutalized by the police at like really high alarming rates. There's so many reasons why like this system is just like not working for most, for a lot of people. It is working for some people, but not all. But the point in that is like all these people who continue to say, like, who have this blind faith, right? They're just like, the American system is working and it's all great and everything's good. It's like, okay, so let's just say that. Like, let's just say that everything's good and everyone's fine and everyone's doing good. Okay, so then how are you guys still having these conversations about all of this like immoral and illegal shit that's happening in Hollywood? That doesn't even make any sense, because if that were the case, like, didn't all you guys are like the preachers in America being so like just and great and shit, then like it would be working for you, right? Like, these people wouldn't be out on the street if, and because they're still making movies and shit, right? Like, they're still really directors. They're still getting checks. They're still employed. Like, I thought y'all said like everyone who the system is so great and all the bad people are in jail and oh, Jesus is gonna save you and all this shit. But then, like, why are the bad people still out there? Like, who are these, like, bad people? This is what I'm saying. It's like, the world is very complex. It isn't, like, simple, and it isn't one-dimensional. It is, like, super duper duper complex. And a really big problem is just, like, so many victims of the violence don't have a voice. Like, people continue to say all of this shit about, like, because I am a black woman, so like I hear this shit that people say about black women, and it's just, for so many reasons, it's like so vile, because like a lot of people don't even realize like a lot of black women do not have autonomy. Like, it is like not really acceptable to speak up or speak out in the black community. It's just not. Like, this is like one of the first times in history that like black women have ever just been able to like openly have opinions. Like, I can't even describe to you like the amount of like kind of ghost hiding I've had to do just to sort of like have a fucking opinion. And to be honest, like, the gay community is like one of the only communities that is having like open and honest conversations about the human experience. Like, other communities have like shunned away even the conversation. I guess I do appreciate the Daily Wire for coming in and really just being blunt and like joining the conversation, really, like, because it is necessary. Like, we do need these like cross party conversations, right? Because it's like, yeah, the extreme liberals are on one side and the extreme conservatives on another, and then there's like just the delusional faithers. Like, I can't call them like nationalists. Like this dude in the video with all the channel and stuff. Like, I watched the video, and don't get me wrong, I think that Lil Wayne, like, I actually have never listened to much Lil Wayne music at all, just because he just seems like a problematic rapper. It's just like, I don't know. It's like trauma rap. Like, every single song is about trauma. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, at least to me, more my speed is like Billie Eilish, who, like, first of all, she's like female and she's just talking about like her own female experience, but you can tell like Billie still she's like emotionally intelligent. It's like she might be like problematic, but she's emotionally intelligent. And you hear it in her songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the bigger differences I see with like Willow and Billie, where like I think Willow just has more growing to do as like a human. You know, she's done quite a lot of growing, but I still think like she's really like developing into herself. Like, she just needs to like live a little bit more, maybe like a lot more, and have a more like nuanced experience. And sometimes like being racialized it's really hard. It's really difficult to have a nuanced experience. I will give anyone that. That's true. Um what else was I going to say about that? Yeah, no, it's just like we're as a society, we're having some conversations for the first time, and I think like this is another reason why I just feel like I'm sorry, but I don't want to be here for it. Like, what I think it was the other day I was listening to some conservative. I cannot remember who it was, and I would try to find it, but they made a fucking good ass point. They were like, some people don't even realize like what's happening to America, because they were talking about capitalism in relation to like globalism. Like that is actually super important in terms of American stability. Like you need all Americans to thrive. And some people have it in their mind. They're like, we only want like white Americans to thrive. Or we only want like the upper class to survive. Like it isn't gonna work. It'll never work. Like no matter what you do, no matter what you change, like globalism will work faster because China. Like that's a thing that people don't understand. Like China is a homogenous society that is able to compete intellectually and technologically with America, but they don't have all this like cross cultural or religious group think shit going on where we're trying to find a way in a melting pot. They don't have that. There's one way, and the whole fucking country has to move this way. It's like what China says, that's what all the people in China do when they go. That's how they pulled 200 million people out of poverty in like 5 years. Like that's never happened in the history of ever in the world. Like that's crazy. And that China is not on the side of America. I think that's a part of like foreign policy that some people are like missing here. Like look at what's happening in Russia. You guys know that China is actually on the side of Russia. They're like giving Russia weapons. And like I said, like, you can believe me or not believe me, but China is developing Africa because Africa has the natural resources. America does not have any natural resources. So to all the Jesus freaks who think that like being holier than thou to suburbia and the cross, I would highly encourage you to like maybe like look where this started. Like Green Day literally has a whole album, The Jesus of Suburbia. Maybe these people should go watch it and they should go like unpack it, because especially in Berkeley, we have been unpacking nationalism and liberalism for like fucking decades, and like racism, a whole bunch of shit, like just urbanism. Okay, we've been unpacking it for a very long time, a very very long time, just a long time. This ain't new. Like it just is not new. And Jesus, like I don't even know how to put it. Like all of the religious dominance and sort of like religious servitude did not save Latin America. Like I think you guys should really look at Latin America as like a current example of urban decay. That is that's in America. A part of America is in collapse. Like this, Africa is still considered the developing world. Latin America is not really considered. I mean, people are calling it the developing world, but really like it's not. They have like modern infrastructure like everywhere. Like Africa just got like electricity and clean water like not that long ago. Not everywhere, but like quite a lot of places are like just now getting like online sort of thing. There's hella people who don't have like cell phones. That's not the issue. In Latin America, like people are going into like Lucky's and they don't even have the money to buy like hot chips. It like this is what America is like coming to. Not even in like some joking way. But like Jesus is not going to save you from that. Only capitalism is.